sunrise o'clock in very wet mountains. I can tell you now, it is insane. I can't believe how much this river is flowing over here. There's a big creek not too far from here, just over through those trees. It is flowing like crazy. Yeah, we had some good rain down in here. Right, I will set off early and get out of here before the thunderstorms start this afternoon. Right, today I'm doing a bit of trail maintenance on an area. I usually do this, I'm about a month late actually, because I've been clearing up another area down in the Ware Creek there. It's I cannot believe, like this is June. We're almost the end of June, just about to go into July. I think it's the 28th, 29th today, something like that. Look at it, unbelievable. There's still snowpack out in the mountains there. I'm glad there's, I put my welly boots on today, just thinking, oh, this trail might be wet. Holy smokes, look at this. I can tell you now, so here, this is really unusual. Everybody was predicting a really dry year and droughts and it's all going to be doom, gloom and disaster. Well, let me tell you, there's way more water flowing through here now. Look at that creek. That is unbelievable. That is actually unbelievable. Look at that. Wow. I'm impressed. Yeah. I don't think I'm going to be out here all day, because that road is not the best of roads to drive in. I think if I'd have gone to the other place I normally go, I wouldn't have got in there today. Look at this, there's actually water flowing down the trail. I can't remember the last time I saw water flowing down here, but I can tell you, I'm very glad I put my boots on. I've just seen the conservation officers going down the road, checking the road, so yeah. I can actually hear the water flowing through the bush here. Wow. I brought my loppers with me today because there's usually quite a lot of alder and what have you on this trail, so I bought the heavy duty cutters today. Normally I have my little nippers with me, but I bought the big boys with me today. Right, let me put this away, wander up here and see how we're doing. Okay, this is crazy. The spring's coming out the ground here. I've never seen this. I've been walking this trail for 20 lots of years, and I have never, look at this, I have never seen water like this on this trail, ever. Oh, there isn't a trail, it's a creek. Look at it. I have never seen this. There's every year I look after this piece. This is part of the Trans-Canada Trail, believe it or not. So there's about a 30-kilometre stretch of this that I look after on a regular basis. Just clearing up dead fall and cutting out crap. And look at it. This is the trail. This is not a creek. This is the trail. Holy crap, Batman. Well, when I got out the car I was umming and ahhing whether to put on boots or leave my hiking boots on. Oh, I'm glad I put my welly boots on. There was absolutely guaranteed no way whatsoever I would have got into where I was going to go, but I opted for this because I figured it would probably be a little bit wet, but I had no idea it was going to be this wet. Oh my bloody goodness. Huh. Look at that. Wow. Saw a lot of deer in here on the way back on the road. This is about 10 kilometres down a bumpy road, but at least it has stone on it. The other road into the other area I go and do a lot of trail stuff is a road that's only about half as wide, but it's mostly mud. Look at that. That is normally a tiny little creek in the bottom of there. Wow, I'm impressed. Yeah, like I say, this is part of the Trans-Canada Trail. I usually clear up the deadfall and crap along here. It's about a 30-kilometre stretch. and I do it usually once or twice a year, and I'm about a month late because I have been working on another area that needed a huge amount of work. Oh, still does, but it's harder to get down in there because of the rain and stuff and the road conditions. So I will do this one today. This is only a short walk. Round trip, this section of it is only about 5 kilometres. So it's, well, I'll be, I think I can hear water on this crossing. If there's water on this crossing, this is the first time in about 10-15 years there is. Look at that. I have not seen water across this part of the crossing for about 10-15 years, I kid you not. Wow. This is not just water, this is a fair amount. This is over ankle deep water. Look at that. Yeah, this has been bone dry just about every time I've been up in here for as long as I can remember. I'm going to say a good 10 years at least. Maybe not 15, but a good 10. Look at that. That was amazing. Yeah. Which also means there's an area way further up here that's going to be really, really wet. So I will put this away until I get there. Now this is the bit of the trail I anticipated being wet. I was right, it is. Wow, look at it. The creek that's off to the side there kind of got blocked up. And this is what water will do, it will find the easiest way. Unfortunately, the easiest way through here is down the trail. There's not a lot I can do about that, because the get over here. As you can see, the creek should be down through there, like the gully. It's kind of blocked up. Goes down underneath this tree here, which is normally enough. Normally that's plenty enough for the amount of water we get through here. This is an extraordinary amount of water. Wow, look at it. Yes, not a lot I can do about clearing that out, I'm afraid. You need to get in there with some decent spades and things. I brought my loppers with me today, not my spade. If I had my spade, I'd dig it out, but I don't. It's back in the car, and that's some distance back. So, yeah. Normally this creek up through here this time of the year would be about half that, if that. Yeah. That is quite something. Yeah. Oh well. Not what I can do about that. Right. I will continue on up this way. It's looking fairly good so far. I've only had to clear out a couple of small bits. And it looks like it survived the winter pretty good. Right, I shall head on that way. Right, just heading out into the meadow here a bit. Let me just clear this little gully piece off here if I can. I've been doing little foot kicks off the trail just to give the water somewhere to go rather than down the trail. Listen to this. Normally I come up through here, it is so hot and so bloody dry. It isn't at the moment, that is for certain. Wakey roads, George. Just make sure that, as I said before, anytime you walk into a clearing, make sure it's clear. Yeah, a lot of wildlife likes to feed in these places. Wow, that's a lot of... I ummed and ahed about putting my welly boots on. I thought, no, I won't need them. I can tell you, glad I put them on. Now this piece up through here, the other side of this bit, is where it tends to get pretty overgrown with the alder. That's why I bought the heavy gutters with me today. This weekend is a weekend that I have seen quite a few people camping up in this way. Not many people do, because it's there ain't a lot up in here, I can tell you. I do see some bike tracks, so that's good. There's normally another picnic table in there. Where's the picnic table? Oh, I see it down over there. There is a blue water can there that was left here, so if people do camp they can use that for their fires. I'm just going to check this piece up here. Look at that. Actually, the alder bit up here doesn't look too bad. I did clear it out fairly good last year. A few years ago I cleared it right back, but last year I cleared a bit of this out and thought I must check it out again this year. Wow, listen, this is a trial. Look at this. The creek flows down through there, and it normally disappears down that way, but as you can see, it now goes that way. Look at this. Unbelievable. Quite amazing, isn't it? See if we can kick out some of that. It is flowing down through there. Not much. Yeah, this is the old corral, one of them. This one's in rough shape. Yeah, this doesn't get used much now. Used to get quite a lot of use in here, but people now they don't really use that much. So. Yeah, I'm thinking I should have bought my spade. Right, I will check out the alder up through here, see how that's looking. Actually looks fairly good, and go from there. Right, that's all that alder cleared out over there. Flag's looking a bit rough. Yeah. Right, let's check out all this bit down through here, and then I can head back down the road. Right, come out to a place I like to be sometimes, and it's absolutely soaked out here with an abundance of water supply. So I'm going to have a small campfire just to keep the mosquitoes at bay. Everything's absolutely soaked. I have my secret buckets hidden away. So this is my fire bucket I've just filled up. And that's mosquitoes. I have my bucket under there that I keep wood in over winter. It's actually stayed pretty dry. Yeah, that's my fire bucket. But going to see if we can get a fire going here. It's going to be a bit smoky, but that's the whole idea. Keep some of the bloody mosquitoes off. There you go. I've cut up some small bits on the bench piece there, just to give me a bit of a head start. It's pretty bloody wet out here today. It is absolutely soaked. As I was saying on the way out here, I haven't seen this wet for, I couldn't tell you, long time. Long time. Right, so this might be a little bit challenging to get this one going, because even the nice dry stuff that I keep hidden away. So we'll start with one cotton ball. I think we should be good. Let's give it a go and see. There you go. That's why I like cotton balls. One spark and you're away. Yeah. As I always say, make sure you secure all your stuff prior to doing anything else. I think I might have to keep an eye on that. Let me just grab a few more small bits and see if I can put those on. Let's put all my tools away. See what we've got. These nice dry white bits, the stuff you want. But I use the word dry loosely today, because there isn't much dry here. I can tell you it's soaked. may have to use another cotton ball, I don't know. Put my rocks back up. I will say it again, I know I say it in every single video I do, before you light a fire, know how you're going to put it out. I'm going to estimate about 15 gallons of water in that bucket, and a very fast moving creek down there, and another one over there, so I think I'm good for water. I do keep some dry wood in that bucket under there, so I do have some dry stuff in there, but I don't want to chuck that on there first. Let the bigger stuff. I want to see if I can get a little bit of heat going in here first. Anybody that's familiar with my channel knows that I don't usually have too much trouble lighting a fire, and this is soaked. Literally, I could wring water out of this stuff. I have put a little bed in the bottom of some smaller bits. There's some good charcoal in here from previous campfire last year. The secret is not to smother it, just to keep feeding it slowly. I mean, this stuff is wet, it's actually. But get enough heat in there, it'll dry it out, it'll burn. More importantly, this time of the year, it'll make a little bit of smoke, see? I do have bug spray and that with me, but I tell you, nature's mosquito repellent works even better. Keep feeding it. Once you get enough heat in there, it will naturally just dry itself out anyway. What a lot of people do, you'll see them get a big bundle of crap and just chuck it on the fire, which is great. I mean, if you've got nice dry material, it'll burn like that. But when it's this wet, you've got to keep working at it. This stuff, the moss on here, in the when this stuff is dry, it's like tinder, just whoomp, up it goes. We're starting to climb a little bit in there, so that's good. There's only slightly larger pieces on here. Let that do its thing. Yeah, soaked. I see a lot of people out doing bushcraft stuff and what have you, and they're always out in perfect conditions, and you know, they've always got a nice dry supply of firewood. This stuff is soaked. Look at it; it's absolutely soaked. However, enough heat. Once you can get that reaction going, it'll go. Right, I'm not going to put too much more on there at the moment. There's a danger you can smother it up. I planted a whole bunch of trees in here a couple of years ago when this all got bulldozed, and I'm pleased to report a lot of them are growing. They're growing good. Yeah. One of the other things that's a very important source of fuel when you're building a fire is the old firewood, and that's carbon. That'll take you can actually scrape this off and actually use this for lighting a fire. But if you put a chunk like that in there, you'll be surprised how that gets in there again. As you can see, I'm away. It's perfect. Yeah, we got some heat there now. We're good. I think we will be. I have these little small pieces that I keep hidden away in the bucket. I'll put those back in the bucket. Yeah. That's my emergency wood supply. If I come out somewhere like this, I have them hidden away all over the show. I have more hidden away over there. I got loads of it hidden away over there. I've got some decent sized logs down in here. But as you can see, the smoke's beginning to fill into the trees. It's all hanging in the trees, so that's good. Gets rid of the bloody mosquitoes. Like I say, I don't want a huge fire. I have some food with me. I'm going to heat up some sausage rolls and that later. But the idea of the exercise today is basically come out, sit in the forest and clear a bit of trail. I just cleared out a whole bunch of the alder that's up there. I bought the heavy guns with me today. But, these things, love these. I bought these over the winter for exactly this, for clearing trail and stuff. I do have my hand nippers with me, but it sometimes they're just a little bit. These things, it says it'll cut up to 2 inches, but I can tell you now, 1.5 inches is like butter. It just cuts right through it. So that's good. These things are brilliant. Huge amount of force in them. So a lot of the bigger stuff that I used to have to cut with a saw, which is a pain. If you're cutting an alder bush with a saw and it's full of water, you just get soaked doing it. So this is easy. One, I can reach in, done, job done. Yeah. Keeps the trails nice and clean and walkable. Yeah. Like I say, there's about a 30-kilometre stretch. Maybe a bit more if you include that top end. That top end would add about another probably 10. But I don't do that piece from here. I go to the far end of that trail and come back this way. So there's about, if I did it from one end to the other, it'd be about a 40-kilometre walk from one end to the other. And then I'd find myself in the middle of nowhere. Looks like we are doing pretty good in there. Yeah. I will do some more in a minute and we'll get a bit of heat going, a bit of smoke, keep the bugs off, and we are good. Right, fire's going a decent lick now. That's good. Now, I didn't bring any tea with me, unfortunately. I do have my trusty water. Never head off out into the mountains unless you've got water. I've just put a bunch of small stuff on there, that's why it's flaring up. It's got a bit of heat. I've got some like inch round in there. But like I say, it's soaked, absolutely soaked, so it's don't want to burn too well. But once you get some heat in it, like I say, it gets going. Yep. I was going to heat up my sausage roll, but when I looked in my backpack, I don't have my little fork with me, and there's not much in the way of green sticks around here, so I'll have it as is. Yeah, it was a little chilly this morning. I was driving out this way. You could see all the mist from the coal. I've just cut up a bunch of small bits there and topped my bucket back up. Make sure there's a wood supply in there. It's easy to do. Kills 2 birds with 1 stone. I now have a pile of firewood in there that's drying out nicely. You're not going to get any water in there because I put it in the bucket and I've angled the bucket very slightly downhill so no water can actually settle in it. And it does 2 things. You have a bucket there for fire use, and it's also helped keeping the wood supply dry. So That has to be good. As is that campfire. Sky's a little grey today. I anticipated it would be. I'm not going to be out here all day. It's probably going to be a half day out here today. That is going good though. What do you think? That is one cotton ball and a pile of damp wood. But, this is what people need to practice. I see people making great videos and what have you, and you can see a lot of the videos that are out there, they're purely set up, you know, purely done for artistic license, I guess, is a good way of putting it. Me, I just do it because I enjoy doing it. It's a good time in the forest. Yep. I know that this 5 kilometers of trail is now nice and clean. It's good. This whole trail, thousands of kilometers long. But if everybody kind of adopts one small piece of it and tidies it up, looks after it, keeps it nice. Yeah. I can tell some people have been through here this year, because there's some good bike tracks through here. But you don't see a lot of people walking this trail. There is a couple of turn-offs, a couple of kilometres down that way where people go off to different areas. That piece is always fairly busy. Yes, that's good. Let's put some of these chunks of last year's firewood in there. You'd be surprised how quickly they turn back into embers. They'll hold a coal pretty good. Yeah. Some people, I see quite a lot of videos. I saw another thing the other day. Somebody had posted something about leave no trace and all this kind of good crap. Yep, I don't want to see plastic shit laying around all over the show and garbage and all that. Neither does anybody else. And if I do see it, I pick it up, clean it up and take it home with me. It's very rarely out around in the mountains around here do I have to clean up after other people though, because generally people are pretty good. Yep. It's only a few idiots that kind of get all the limelight, if you like. 99% of people, and I know people in the off-roading community that go out and do off-road and what have you, and they head out quite often on clean-up weekends, and they'll take all their pickup trucks and quads and stuff, and they'll head out to some of these areas and just clean up other people's garbage, because unfortunately some people do see it as a garbage dump, and it's not. You know, we have to look after it. But a lot of those groups and what have you, they do actually set off out and clean up these areas, so that's very nice to see. But I do my part. I always have my litter pickers and garbage bags and all that kind of stuff. Not very often I find garbage though. The leave no trace thing is fine, but you have to bear in mind that things like rock rings, fire rings and stuff. That's been there for some time. And if people use just that one, they're less likely to have other fire pits around. So once you've had a couple of fires in here, there's nothing combustible underneath there. I know there isn't, because I know it's like shale rock, because I filled it with shale rock. But it's one of those things. If the fire is always in the same place and it's a safe spot, okay, why have fires everywhere when you can have a centralized spot? So yes, I don't disperse all the stones and all that kind of stuff. I leave them as they are, and if other people come out camping out here, and they do, I mean, you can camp anywhere you like out here. It's good. The fire's going. But it's a good idea to make sure you have a good safe site. Push all those in a little touch. A very important area. It's a good idea to look after it. This rock disintegrates over the winter. It's like shale rock, it just disintegrates. Yeah. So. It does need rebuilding every now and again. Yeah. So the two big logs that I put in the bottom there. Most people, when you see me do a fire, you'll see that I do a fire base. I'll put in 3 logs, sometimes 4 or whatever, and build a fire on top of that. I already had a good base in the bottom of here. It was all this charcoal and what have you from last year. There's lots and lots of it in here, but that's why I keep chucking chunks of it in there. Yeah. Makes good use of it. Yeah. Well, I don't think I'm going to build that up too much more. I think I will let that do its thing. So you don't need huge fire. We just need something to warm up some food, something to warm me up, burn off some of this garbage that's in here, and get rid of some of these coals. I know I'm adding more coals, but it gets rid of the big chunks from last year. And I've got probably, looking at this cloud, a couple of hours before we start to get any rain and what have you, so I will let this lot burn right down and do some more later. This is a much more comfortable bench. That's a nice bench, but this is way more comfortable. Yeah, my fire has turned a little smoky. I just put some more wet material on there. The mosquitoes are beginning to come back, so we just put some wet material on there, which is why it's smoking the way it is. So. Yep. I will take that though. Listening to the creek down the bottom there. Bit of smoke lingering in the trees here. Yeah. It's good. Oh, a bit of flame in there now. Amazing, once that wood dries, it soon turns back into flame. So. Then you lose all your smoke. That's good. Smoke's just incomplete combustion. Smoke's lingering in the trees over there. I don't want to linger in there too much. It tends to build up. Yeah. Oh, not too bad. Yeah. You don't want large amounts of smoke building up in the forest. We do have fire watches around here on the mountains. So. I can hear something. what that is. It's quite a low rumble. Maybe a plane in the distance. Planes do fly over here south. There we go. Bit of flame back in my fire. Smoke tends to linger in the trees a bit, so don't want too much smoke in the trees. I say cloud, yeah, not really sure what that cloud is doing, but we shall see. Fire's doing quite nice though. All those little bits. Yeah, that's a slow smouldering fire. That's exactly what you want. But unfortunately, people, I know I always go on about fire safety and what have you, but I have actually seen people walk away from fires like that. Like, you know, today it's not windy, but if the wind suddenly picked up and this was a dry forest, I mean, it's pretty wet in there. You can see there's lots of moss and stuff in here. It's but if this was dry, I've seen people walk away from fires like this. It just drives me insane. I have no idea what's wrong with these people. A good 2/3 of the fires that we had in Alberta last year were caused by people. There were people-caused fires, and that's unacceptable. Yeah, that's just totally unacceptable. It takes 2 seconds to put a fire out. Yeah. Soak her down, stir her up, soak her down, stir her up. I was watching a video the other day. There's a young lady that I watch her videos every now and again, and I think she was more paranoid about fire than I am. She put about 5 gallons of water on this fire, and then she stirred it all up, and then she put like another 5 gallons of water on it, and I thought, yeah, that's good. Good to see people doing it, because there's too many people just walk away from a fire like this, and that's how you end up with forest fire situations, and that's never ever good. Just down the bottom of that hill, just down there through the trees, is a really good water source. This time of the year, actually, it's not usually flowing anywhere near as much as it is. I can't believe how much water is flowing in here at the moment. Absolutely insane, which is good. We'll take it, because a month from now it might be bone dry, so yeah, all the water soaks into the forest. Yeah, nice spot though. On a hot sunny day, it's very nice out here. It is a bit of a wildlife corridor. You do have to keep your eyes open, so I keep looking around. I see a lot of black bear up through here. It's down the bottom of the trail, about 2 kilometers off to my left. Down there I have seen grizzly bear tracks in the past, but it's mostly black bear up in here. Yeah. I don't tend to see much in the way of grizzly bear activity up in here, but either way, they are around, so keep your eyes open. Yeah. Right, talking about keeping my eyes open, I will sit down, have another bit of something to eat. I have a chocolate bar I know that I have hidden in my pack in there, and it's driving me nuts. I need to eat my chocolate bar. It's funny, isn't it? You know it's there, so you think, yeah, I should eat that. So I think I'm going to go and find that. Let me put that down here someplace. If I stick that down there, out the way, make sure it don't fall over. I'm going to find my chocolate bar. That's good. It's funny, you know it's in there. It just starts to drive you nuts because you think, yeah, I should go grab that. Nearly lost a chocolate chip there. I used to always have Cliff bars and that in my pack, but they become so expensive lately. price has just gone insane on those things. They became trendy, so the price went up, and I haven't bought them since. So the only time I'll ever buy them is when they're on serious sale. So same as Eatmores. I had an Eatmore bar in there earlier. I used to have Eatmores with me all the time, and then the price went up. The price went stupid. You can gouge people for so long, but then people just stop buying the product. I haven't bought that was the first lot of Eatmores that I've bought in probably 9 months. I kid you not, probably a good 9 months. And I used to have them every week. That's probably the first lot in 9 months. I couldn't tell you the last time I bought Cliff Bars, because again, they just become stupid expensive for what they are. People just keep jacking the price up, and they think people are just going to be buying them. I don't. I just vote with my feet, so I just don't buy them anymore. If I see them on sale, I have a look every now and again. If I see them on sale, I'll pick some up. But other than that, nah. I'm not going to tell you what bar this is, otherwise they'll put the price of that up as well. These are actually still quite reasonable. Chocolate and nuts and gooey goodness. Don't get much better than that. Right, I think I will transition this into a burn up the firewood pile. The easiest way to do that, I always find, if I have a fire like this, I've got 2 bigger logs down the side which are now toasty warm, nice and hot, and when I'm getting ready to grow, what I'll do is I'll just turn, like I just did there, I'll just turn one across. Then as that one burns through there, I'll take the other log like that, turn it sideways, and by the time I go, this will be nothing but ash in here. Yeah, that's a good piece of wood. Let's turn that round. Yes. Yep. And all in all, it's a good way to spend the day. Clear up some trail, do something useful. I always like to, I bring the camera along and I make these videos. People ask me, they say, I don't follow the traditional bushcraft video format, if you like, and that's not why I do it. I do it because I enjoy doing it. Let me just move that camera there. I think that's going to fall over. I'm just looking at this camera slowly moving. So I will stick that on here if it'll stay here. Not sure that it will. It might stay on this log. Let's see if I can balance out that log. It's a bit precarious. Let's see what I can do. Now, round logs do not make good tripods, but we'll try that. If you suddenly get a really good picture of the sky, you know it didn't work out so well. Yeah. Right, let's move some of these bits in here, get them burnt up. My rule for campfires is I try to make sure that I leave nothing in here that's burnable. If it's burnable, I don't want it left in there. But, all these little pieces. Yeah, make sure all these are used up. Now the carbon in the bottom, quite often what I'll do is, especially towards the end of the season, I'll walk up and down in the fire. You'll quite often see me do that. Crushes it all up into nothing, and then it actually makes good forest soil. You sprinkle some of that carbon into, you'll be surprised that the plants love it. Yeah, carbon's really good. It holds the moisture. Plants, I'm sure there's all kinds of nutrients and stuff they can get out of it. Underneath of that bigger log I just angled across there, that's nice and orange under there now. So. Yep, that's very orange. Yeah, that's good. Once I've burnt through those two, I'll let it burn right down now, and I'll put her out. Soaks her right down. We have, where are we? I think we've got rain coming starting tomorrow night, and then into Monday we've got a considerable amount of rain coming, so I'm never too worried. If we have a like a tinder dry period coming up, I don't have campfires. Not if it's you know, if it was life threatening, if I had to stay overnight and it was freezing bloody cold or something, yeah, I'll have a campfire. But if it's tinder dry during the day, I don't need a campfire if it's that hot, even if you're cooking food. That's why I like to have my little hoo-hoo stove, because I'll bring that along. And I also have a little, if we have a fire ban, which is fairly common around here, I have my little gas stove. I've got one of those little, what the hell are they? Coleman 01s or something like that. It's a little Coleman stove. It's absolutely brilliant little stove. Folds up really small. It's not one of those super lightweight ones, but it weighs next to nothing. Christ, it's like 2 bags of chips if you're lucky. And that thing's fantastic. On one can, I've been using the same £1 can for, I don't know, couldn't tell you, long time now. Yeah, but that's a good little stove, that is. It was cheap too. I think it was like 26 bucks, something like that. And it's got a good sized burner on it, and it's quiet. That's the other thing I like. Some of those little gas, like little propane or the camping gas stoves, are very loud. I mean, they're like little jet engines when you start them things up. Yeah, they might be tiny, and they might be you know, super lightweight and all the rest of it, but the burner head on them is really quite small. The one that I've got, the Coleman one, the burn head on it is probably a good 1.5 inches, 1.75 inches, something like that. It's probably somewhere in that order. And I can tell you now, it don't make a lot of noise. It heats up water really, really fast. I did do a video on it somewhere. If you look through my video collections, there's a video on it. It's the Coleman something or other one stove. Works really, really well. I keep that with me. Quite often, if I've got my other pack with me, I have all my Ohuhu stove and all the rest of it in my other pack. But today is like a trail maintenance day, so I've got my light pack on today. I say light. I weighed all this stuff the other day. I've got nearly 35 pounds of gear that I carry with me. That's my light pack. That's my trail clearing gear. And I've got my loppers with me today as well. I don't know what they weigh. But yep, I shouldn't need those on the way back because I cleared out all that kind of stuff on the way up here. I shall do some more on the way back. Right, campfire is out. 10 gallons of water. Soaked, stirred, soaked, stirred, soaked and stirred again. Not that I'm paranoid. Keep soaking it and stirring it until it's absolutely stone cold. And we are good to go. Time for me to get out of here because the mosquitoes are starting to come back because the smoke's gone. Right, I'm going to head out. What a glorious place, eh? It's nice, isn't it? Looks like something chewed that up. I'm looking for bugs. Yeah. Right, I'm going to head on out of here that way. Have a great sound. The greatest sounds there is, that is. That's cool. Even the more amazing is this creek I'm currently walking through is actually the trail. Yeah. Very wise choice to put my Wellington boots on today. Yeah. Okay, normally there's a little creek down in that side. There sure is a lot of water in there at the moment. That is a good sign. I'll take that. There's the water finds its way back in there in the end, doesn't it? That is cool. Right, I'm going to head on down that way. Right, back down the trail to this point. Not often there's two creeks right here. There's usually a creek off to my right, but this one, this time of the year, this is unusual. Look at that. Whew. Yeah. Good to see though. A lot of water in the forest. It's certainly good to see. I will take that. Hello, shadow people. Wow, that was amazing. Nice to see. It's been a very long time since I've seen that. Yeah. Right. I'm heading straight into the sun, so I will put this away for a bit. Back down the creek. Sorry, trail. Wow. I still can't believe how much water is flowing under here. Normally I can walk across there in my normal boots without the bridge. I don't know, I want to walk across there in my welly boots today. That's a lot of water, eh? Well, that's 5 kilometres of the Trans-Canada all cleaned up. Only about 4 or 5 bits of deadfall, which was actually very nice. It didn't take me long to clear those out. Quite a lot of brush. This corner over here, a few years ago, it came through here. It hadn't been cleared out for some time. That's why bridges are so good, eh? Look after the bridges, people, because wet and wet feet. I can tell you now, that water is flowing pretty good. There's normally a little piece here. There's a rock island in the middle that you can just see, and I can normally walk straight across here. I don't need to use the bridge, but today, not so much. This flows down into the main creek down the bottom. I did wonder why the main creek was flowing so hard, and now I know. Yeah, a few years back I cut all of this whole corner and all the way down here back because there was just a tiny little trail across to the side. And I cut it all back and it's actually stayed back pretty good. So, right, I'm going to head on down a little bit further, and I think that's going to be pretty much it for today. Do a little bit of quick video down here. This section of bridge quite often gets overgrown with all this willow and stuff, so right. That's nice, eh? The old bridge is just down there, just downstream. It got washed out in 2013, so they had to put in one of these nice new bridges. I do like these bridges. These bridges are really good. Yeah. Not going to go too far up here. It's usually just this bridge area that gets overgrown. As you can see, it's actually pretty good. So this creek underneath here, this is quite a Jumping Pound Creek. And as you can see, she is flowing good. Wouldn't want to be wading across this in the next couple of days. Yeah. Normal flow for this creek is about 1.2, 1.5 cubic meters per second. It's currently flowing at about 4.5. But that's pretty good. Yeah, about 4.5 tonne of water a second. That's a lot of water. Yeah. Considering it's normally about a quarter of that. Right, a little bit of scrub here. I'll just clean this out and then I'll head on back out of here. I think I will use that as my closeout picture. Just remove some of these little bits here and I should be on my way. Thanks for coming along.